Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and as usual, I have my co-host with me here, Chama. Chama, nakam nak?
Boy, I'm cool, man. Nakam? No for them, eh?
Boy, not so good, not so bad. So, in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moderately okay.
moderate,
Free hit.
moderately okay.
I'm not young feel this a bit down about free hit, but in the end
Yeah,
it was a green arrow. But yeah, I understand why, because the single game week players, they did what they were not supposed to do. Them Trents, them Cancelos, those kind of
they
players.
did not get the message.
They did not get the
They did
message.
not. They did not understand the assignment at all. I don't know. it's very sad, Yeah, so we are recording game week 23 preview. So just before we kick off, I played my first free hit chip last game week, which is for 22. And I was expecting to haul because I had all the players that I don't have in my team, because I make sure that I capitalize as much as possible. But it ended up, not better than the average, but I could have gotten more. I wanted to have more to capitalize, but it didn't happen that way. But we move.
Yeah, we move, definitely. Yeah, that's the key word.
Yeah, that's the key word. Yeah. So we'll be talking about the usuals, the team review, some fixtures, some results, and then a possible double game week 23 fixtures, maybe, and then some of the spreadsheets. And we have some talking points which we'll discuss. We'll actually just talk about them in between the topics that we have right now.
Yeah.
So jumping in, Chama, how did your team do in this double game 22?
I would say it did well. It did very well. Yeah, generally it did well. The only downside I have was the captaincy, I think. Otherwise, I think I am pretty content with what my team did. Let me just bring up my team on the screen. Yeah, I ended the game week with 76 points. Captain Ronaldo, of course. Yeah, I feel down about it after a day. But yeah, it is what it is. So we move, like you say. But yeah, De Gea, 8 points. It could have been more. I was expecting the clean sheet yesterday. He was on three bonus points. He was really disappointed because he played very well. And then at the end of the day, he conceded that goal in the 85th minute, something like that. So yeah, I feel a bit disappointed with him. But yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper going forward to have always. I like him. Only United yeah, he makes a lot of saves, but United.
He's rediscovered his form. To be honest, he's rediscovered his form. He's been good the whole season, actually.
Yeah, he has been.
I think he is the only.
Yeah, I think he has United's best player. If to be honest, if you have to choose one best
player. Yeah, he's been very consistent. He's been very
consistent. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in defense, I had like because I did not play, of course, the free hit. I kept my team as it is. I went with the single game wickers like Trent and Cancelo, so they come out with a double-digit return each. Lamptey I had, and he was my vice. And Kufal, the back, they did not deliver well. Lamptey in 2 games, 3 points, not well. But Bruno, the player I brought in ahead of the game week, gave me 23 points, but I was still disappointed that I did not captain him at the end of the day. But yeah, it is what it is. Jota, he continued. He was good in the Liverpool game, missed a few chances, but he was not as sharp as the Jota we know. He had the chances, I would say, but he was not as sharp as the Jota we know. He could have scored. Bowen continue his good form. Another 7-pointer from him. Antonio keeps sticking on with a few points here and there, even though he's not in the form. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin with 2 points. Very disappointing with him. Ronaldo 2 points. Also very disappointing. But yeah, 76 points. Considering I'm my captain blank, I think it's a good return for me during this.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It could have been much more, but yeah, we'll take that.
Exactly.
My free hit, it seems like this one was a bit underwhelming. I was expecting much more. When I saw Ronaldo miss the first game, I was like, this is not going to end well. And apparently, but it was good because a lot of people captained Ronaldo anyways. He was the obvious captaincy choice. We could have believed in Bruno, but nobody was thinking about Bruno. We were all thinking about Ronaldo, to be honest. Yeah. Kane also did well for me. So let me just go through my team. I played a 3-4-3. In goal, I had the hair. I didn't even know I had him in my team, and I've never had the hair in my team. This is like the first time.
It's a free hit.
It's very, very like unusual for me to have him in my team. I know he's good, but I don't like having expensive keepers. So, Emerson Royal with 1 point, very disappointing. Cucurella with 5, Alonso with 2. And in midfield, Bowen with 7, Lucas Moura, who I was expecting to be a differential because Son was injured, came out with 2 points, and very disappointing, to be honest. And Fernandez with 23, Trossard with 3, also another disappointment. Dennis, also our favorite guy, was very disappointing as well with 2 points. Kane 11, Ronaldo with 2, so that's as captain 4. I mean, overall, I think Bruno Fernandes saved me, to be honest. He saved a lot of people because the ones that we were expecting that would be a differential didn't really do much. Mm-hmm. So you can say it's a free hit fail. For me, I would consider this a free hit fail, Chip, to be honest. Because I could have gotten this in a regular game week without playing any chips.
Yeah, definitely. I think I agree. Especially like I said, the single game weekers who scored, and then you have the blank captain. Because don't forget, you did not have Ronaldo before this game week. You brought him in to captain him. So generally, it's not the best week to free hit, but not bad. Again, Bruno too was only owned by about 18% in the game, but of course, if you consider the free hit teams, maybe it will be more. But 18% is still very low. So even if you don't,
it is low.
Even if you don't captain him, I think it's a good.
Just having him, in your teams.
It was a good one to have him. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at some results for GW23.
Yeah.
Which games did you manage to see? There were a lot of games because it was a double game week, obviously. But
Yeah, the games that I saw, of course, I saw the Liverpool game whilst streaming on the about the Gambia game. I did not focus on it generally. I was watching the Gambia game more than the Liverpool game. But I don't know really what happened there. But Man City Chelsea, that was the one that really interested me because I went to watch that one outside with my friends, and Man City. Man City, they are the best team in the league without a shadow of a doubt, and they showed that against Chelsea, complete domination. But Chelsea did not, Chelsea did not cause any threat. It was like a very poor performance from Chelsea, in my opinion.
Oh wow!
Okay. But I would say Man City made them look poor because of the way Man City play. They are so hard to play against, especially when they are playing with those 5 midfielders. They don't have a striker. It makes it even worse. I know many people think that Man City having a striker will kill all the teams, but for me personally, I want them to have a striker because it means they will not dominate games as much because the striker will be at least out of the play. But if everybody who's gonna be controlling the game is a midfielder, it's much harder. Of course, they will not score outrageous number of goals, but
they don't score as much, but they control. Yeah,
they will control the game. The opponents will not have the ball, and that is worse than that having.
Because it's exhausting. It's like. I think it's kind of like a mental game for the opposing players because you have to run consistently because once you stop and then they have a chance, they can score. So you have to keep that pressure consistent. And it's not easy, It's not easy.
It's not easy. And when they lose the ball, they are always on your faces to get the ball back. It's so difficult to play against them. Yeah, of course, they won that 1-0. Kevin De Bruyne continued to tick along with the points. And when we come to the star section, maybe we will talk about him a little bit more. He is very impressive. He's the top player, my favorite player at City. Of course, my favorite player actually, if not the Liverpool player, it has to be him. He has been on form, and I think he should be coming back into our thinking. I did watch the Newcastle and Watford one too, and it was a very cagey one. Newcastle, I think they are now in a very very difficult situation with the signings they have. Trippier and Chris Wood started in that game. They did not do much. But Watford too, equalizing in the final minutes. It was a good game to watch. Those 2 games I did so very well. United a bit, but that's it for me. How about you?
I don't think I saw any game. I couldn't because most of these games were in the morning. So there's work and in the middle of the week. So I don't think I saw any, to be honest. The one I was keeping an eye on was Norwich Everton. I was like, I saw the scores. I was like, are they serious? Really? Norwich is beating Everton. After all, we were complete. We're trying to get Everton players because they have a really good form, and this was the game that I was targeting. That if I was going
Good
to bring
fixtures, not form.
Calvert-Lewin,
Change
yeah,
point.
I mean,
Yeah,
sorry, fixtures.
fixtures. Yeah,
It was all green, it was looking nice, and okay, if you bring in Calvert-Lewin, whatever the case may be, at least in few of these games, he will give you something. And then they went on to lose to Norwich. Come on, man.
It's Everton, man. It's Everton. You can never trust them. But Harrison too, he's back with a hat trick against West Ham. Yeah, that was a very surprising one because nobody.
Yeah,
last year he was one of the darlings of FPL managers, but this season he has been very, very inconsistent. Yeah, so to get this,
I think the whole team. Yeah, the whole team has been because of the injuries and omissions,
except Rafinha, of course. Rafinha has been consistently.
Mr. I don't want no double-digit hauls. Just give me 9 points.
Yeah, but our boy is back to Bruno Fernandes. We need to say thing out. 2 games, 4 attacking returns, 2 goals, 2 assists. Of course, he has not been the player he was last season. I think last season at some point he was the best FPL asset, even better than Salah.
He was.
For him to drop off like he did, it was so incredible. But it's good to have him when he's back on form.
Yeah, I think number one, the main difference is the coach realizing that the players are used to a certain type of formation.
Yeah.
If you come in, you bring in your own type of formation. Like we know that we were leaking goals before Ole left, and the team was down. But bringing that 4-2-2, you need to have a very good midfielder to control the game. Yeah. We don't have good midfielders, to be honest. We have box-to-box midfielder, we have a number 8, but we don't have a defensive midfielder. So it's going to be difficult to play. So, and at this stage of the season, where the season is like beyond the halfway point, like you want to bring in a new formation, it's going to be difficult for them to really adapt to that style. So once they switched, I think it was against Aston Villa, once they switched to, I think the last 10 minutes of the game, they switched to the what's the formation?
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Yeah, and you can just see that it was more fluid. That's what they were used to. Because you play a formation that you're used to, you get more confident, and then the chances start coming. So that's what happened. Now he said that he's going to switch it back to the usual formation, the 4-2-3-1, and because the players are confident with that. Bruno's problem was that Ronaldo came into the team. Ronaldo is a very big presence. I think you said this before. He commands that attention, and everybody wants to give the ball to Ronaldo. So Bruno wasn't the star man as such. So he himself was also trying to feed Ronaldo. But once Ronaldo was out of the team for that one game, you saw the difference in Bruno's game. He was the main man. He was trying to make things happen. So yeah, I think it's going to be back. I'm not sure whether Ronaldo's impact will be as important, because the formation he suits Bruno very well. So we'll see. Yeah. And I think this is his time to shine.
Did you see the goal Greenwood scored? It should have been.
No, I haven't seen. It's just a few hours ago.
I was so pissed with that goal because
isn't those low?
Yeah, Ronaldo created a very good chance for Bruno to score, but Bruno squared it. Bruno had a 1-on-1 with the keeper. It was a big chance for him, but he saw Greenwood running and then he squared it. So in the end, instead of Ronaldo assist, Bruno goal, it became Bruno assist, Greenwood goal. You understand those things?
Yeah,
it was a very good chance that Ronaldo created for him. But yeah, I understand why he's squared it. It's just an unselfish play from him, and it was a beautiful goal. It was a beautiful play. Ronaldo's pass was so good. It was in the middle. He chested the ball, and then Bruno just went 1-on-1 with the keeper, and then Greenwood was running on the side, and then he squared to him. Bruno and
yeah, I was busy working, but I have to look at the highlights.
Yeah, I
was keeping an eye on the scores. I was like, okay, this is a very important game to see how we react.
And there was drama too in the sports Leicester game. Did you hear about the drama?
Yeah, the last I just saw the 2-1, and then I just saw the 3. I was like. It was so fast, and then the game was just ended.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
what happened?
Actually, I was watching the game when Ronaldo went off. I don't want to watch United again, and then I realized United conceded a goal. De Gea, so and then I slept. And then I woke up and realized, Tottenham scored 2 goals in 2 minutes in added time, and the same player, Bergwijn, scored 2 goals.
It was 2-1
for Leicester at that point. Yeah, I will check the highlights later too. I did not watch the game, so it was late for me, likewise. So I will watch the highlights after this. But yeah. Anyways, I think that is for the football. I think we can move.
It was a long double game week, honestly,
game
because
week,
by the number of games that
and
they had. Yeah. So
a lot of cancellations too. Don't forget the cancellations. The
don't
frustrating
even get me
aspect.
started on that one. Don't get me
Yeah,
started.
let's
Let's
move then.
just it was just depressing. So yeah, let's move on to our mini league. Our Kotu Classic mini league.
Manager of the week.
Yeah. Manager of the week for this week is Bachpan Kapia. Sorry if we are messing up your name, but sorry about that. Pratik Arora. Yeah. Congratulations.
From India. Wow.
From India, yeah.
This is the first time we have somebody from India, and yeah.
I think we've had
he was in the league, but maybe he was not in the top 10 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a 104 minus 4, so 100 points, man. That's in this game week, that's huge. This is how you gain grounds. In game weeks like this when the average is low. So congrats. Absolutely. And looking at this team, who does he have in his team?
De Gea in goal, Trent,
De Gea in goal,
Cancelo and Reguilon, and defense.
And no free hit, no free hit play.
No free hit. Gallagher, Bowen, Bruno Fernandes, captain, Jota.
There's the difference. There's your difference. That's all you need. In fact, Bruno made up all the points. Bruno, Trent, and Cancelo. Those were the ones that made all the points. And De Gea, of course.
And De Gea, definitely. And you have King and Antonio. Yeah, top performance. I think the Bruno captain call was a sound one. I like the managers who did it. I was a bit scared in the initial stage.
Yeah.
I
think you were the one. Yeah, you were the one that first recommended that, man. You're gonna go with Bruno. You're gonna bring him in this GW23 because you fancy that he will do well.
Actually, I went to a Twitter space. It's 2 weeks ago. Then I talk about this same thing. I was talking to them and they say, "So who are you playing?" That time. It was all about Madison. All the games were on, right? So Madison was having the double game week. And then Bruno was there on the other side. And then everybody was thinking, how do we replace Son? So I say, oh, okay. How about Bruno? Why don't we think about Bruno a little bit? They tell me, Bruno, you are only thinking of Bruno because Son's price is high and you don't want to spend the cheaper money. So, yeah, I don't want to go into that argument. I know Bruno has not been great this season, but we all know the caliber of player he is.
Yeah.
He has showed us last season. So it's not just about this season. He has showed us before that he's a very good player, right? And at this point, you don't have many options. Why won't people want to go there?
But to be honest, I think that for the past 2 or 3 weeks, you told me that his underlying stats were really good.
We're coming up, exactly.
Yeah, we're coming up. So it was just a matter of time. And that's the thing. If you notice these things and you jump in ahead of the curve, like now people are going to get Bruno. Like a few players are going to be in, getting Bruno. All of the managers are going to be rushing in. Exactly. If you jump in ahead of a game week or 2 weeks ahead, you're always looking ahead. That's the whole agenda of FPL.
Exactly. I wish to go back to that space and then meet those people there. Because I couldn't even speak because there was a lot of people. So I just they wanted to discourage me, but I just left my, But yeah, it was a good one. Yeah,
instincts are very important when it comes to FPL.
And now I think the talk is like, the Jamie goals. Look at those goals Martinez gave away. Of course, it could have been saved. The second goal to the defense. But in football, it's all about mistakes and things like that, right? If mistakes don't happen in football, maybe nobody will ever score a goal.
That's true.
At the end of the day, so yeah, the game is about luck, but you have to create it by yourself. That is the thing, right?
Put yourself in a chance to be lucky.
Exactly.
So congrats, Pratik Adora. Sorry for butchering your name. Yeah, for being the manager of the week for Gaming 22, double Gaming 22.
Yeah.
And that he bulldozed his way into the top 5 by hook or by crook. So looking at the top 5 for the Kotu Classic FPL mini league, Kotu Classic mini league, not FPL, but yeah. In falling down to 5th is Jamie Dodgers. In 4th, we have the Reds, Ahmed Tijan Suleiman. In 3rd, we have Jibril Fall, Morinistas. And rising all the way to the 2nd is Pratik Arora, manager of the week.
Yeah, with that big
very clear. That big performance. Yeah, games like these are very important. Yeah, he just came right up there. I don't think he was even in the top 10, was he?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm even scared.
Yeah. Yeah, and then yourself still in 1st. Man, there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gap between him and both of you. Like 78 points. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay. So, Let's share some game week 22 stats.
Yeah,
See
teams.
who the top performers were.
Generally, I kind of change the stats a bit now. I just do it generally because sometimes the game with teams play, other teams don't play. So
There are
if
too
you got
many. There are too many. Yeah, there are
too
too
many
many
cancellation, too
games.
many.
Yeah,
So
cancellations.
I change.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, I just change it to make it more like easy to compare. For example, team statistics, we maintain it as it is. Like we look at the attack and the defensive statistics, but we do it on average. So like the season, how many games they play over the season, and on the right one is the last 6 games each team play, because that is kind of a very fair comparison. Because if you say last 6 games plays, every team play 90 minutes in the last 6 games, so it's easy to compare them. But when it comes to players, it's very like disparity is a lot, minutes is different. So, but I will get to that. So let's look at the team statistics a little bit in terms of attack season wise. The blue, if the more blue it is, the better attack the team is, and in defense too, the more red it is, the worse the defense is. That is what the color coding means. So in terms of attack, the top 4 teams are Liverpool, with an expected goals of 2.6, followed by Man City 2.3, Chelsea 1.9, and Tottenham 1.7. Tottenham are really rising the ranks when it comes to the expected numbers since Antonio Conte came into the team. And in terms of overperformance in attack, the team that is overperforming the most is Leicester City with 0.2, and the team that is underperforming the most is Norwich City. Of course, for them it's not so important because they are at the bottom of the table. But defensive wise, Man City again dominate that one. They have been doing that for the whole season. Liverpool number 2 with an expected goal considered of 1. Chelsea 1.1 and Tottenham 1.2. So you see Tottenham, they are rising on both tables, the attacking stats and the defensive stats overall in the course of the season. And then you can see that when you look at the last 6 games played, Tottenham are number 1 for expected goals, and they are number 1 for expected goals against. They are the top for both tables when it comes to the last 6 games they have played.
Impressive.
Yeah, they have conceded a few goals here and there, and if you can see, they conceded 0.8 goal per game, and it's still low, but there are other teams doing better than them. For example, Manchester City 0.7 and Wolves 0.5. But these teams are overperforming, especially Wolves. They are overperforming massively. Tottenham, they are kind of maintaining their stats. So Tottenham is a very good defensive team to consider going forward, and also attack. And you can see it yesterday. Kane is now getting back to his groove. He's getting into the goals with the assist and things like that. So he needs to be part of our thinking now. So over the last 6 games, Tottenham number 1 for expected goals with 2.6, along with Liverpool 2.6 each. Manchester City 2.4 and Arsenal 2.1. So those are the top 4 for the last 6 games. And in terms of defense, Tottenham again number 1, Liverpool number 2 0.9 with Man City, and Arsenal 0.1. So looking at the whooping boys, the bottom 3 when it comes to defense, the teams that we should target for captaincy over the last 6 games are Watford, Leicester City, and Leeds. They have conceded an expected goal considered of 2.1, 2.4, and 2.5 respectively, these 3 teams. So those are the worst defensive teams in the league. Leicester is still down there, and that's why yesterday maybe they conceded at the end 3 goals. I don't know how they conceded 2 goals in the last.
That was just
it was
like a mistake or an error or something.
I need to see the highlights to see what really happened there. I've not seen the goals or the highlights, but I have to do that. But yeah, that is the team statistics. Basically, for me, team stats, I use them to identify the good defensive teams and the teams to target for captaincy. That's all I use it for. For the attack, I rather look at the players, individual players, to choose who I want for my team. But of course, you can use it for an overall, for like broad inside the teams that are attacking better and these types of things. But defensive stats is more important for teams than for attack for me personally. And then we look at the players. So here we focus on the attacking data for players, but also a little bit of defensive data, because if you look at expected points, the expected goals considered for teams kind of contribute, especially for defenders. But of course, for attackers, it does not really matter what the defensive numbers are for a team, because it does not count on their points a lot, except for midfielders maybe. But looking at the player stats, also this one we have changed it and modified and added a little bit there. For example, chance CI, which is chance involvement. Basically, chance involvement is the chances the player have, or the chances a player cleared. We combine them together. For example, if you pass, like for example, Bruno passed to Ronaldo shoot. and not score, that is a chance created by Bruno. So that counts here. If Ronaldo pass to Bruno, Bruno shoot, that is a chance for Bruno. So it also counts. So how many chances, chance involvement a player is getting involved, big chances involved, expected goals involved, and goal involved. So this we do it per minutes, like minutes per per these matrices. For these matrices, like for example, at the top we have Salah 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, Salah is involved in a chance or he has created a chance. That is what it means. So he's at the top there. But when it comes to chance involvement, the best player is KDB over the course of the season. He's involved in a chance every 13 minutes. And Salah is involved every 15 minutes. Is second. But KDB, in terms of big chances, is very low. 125 minutes for him to be involved in big chances. But again, you don't have to worry too much when you're looking at that for KDB, because he's that quality player who will shoot from 50 yards and score a goal. He's one of the most accurate players when it comes to shooting from outside the box, and also when it comes to, he creates a lot of chances. That's why his volumes are high, but the big chances involvement are low. But he will always give you a point, and then his overperformance is not a big thing to worry about. But looking at the data, the players that we should be looking at, because most of these players are not available. Salah, Mane, Oba, Son, and James, they are not available due to injury or AFCON or any other reason. So looking at game week, ahead of game week 23, Sterling is the best player going into that game week with an expected goal involvement of, with a chance involvement of 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes he is involved in a chance. Every 74 minutes he is involved in a big chance, and every 102 minutes he is involved in an expected goal. And his expected points is 7.3, which is the highest after Salah. And he's averaging 6.1 points per game. So if Sterling starts, he's a very good point magnet in the game. Jota, likewise, they are almost very similar. And then you have Foden. These are the top 3 players, the players that are available. And if you look at the form wise, like in the last last 6 games, game week 17 to game week 22, Lacazette is the most informed player with an expected points of 7.8. He is involved in a chance every 24 minutes and a big chance every 49 minutes. So basically, in a game, he's involved in 2 big chances, which is a whole. If those big chances are converted, 77 for every expected goal involvement. That is the second best after what is it? Harry Kane. You see Harry Kane, 12 minutes every chance involvement now. He's the best for chance involvement of 12 minutes. That is insane to be involved in a chance every 12 minutes. And we know what type of quality of finisher he is. He can be one of the most ruthless finishers.
Exactly.
He can take big chances. He can take small chances. So yeah. So basically, this is the stats for the season and the stats for the last 5 game weeks. Looking at players, how they have been performing and things like that. Any interesting names that you wanna mention?
Yeah, I'm looking at defenders now, because I'm trying to get rid of James because he's been injured and been in my team gathering space at the bench. Regulion, I want to go in for him, but the problem with him is he gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these defenders right now. You know, if Tottenham is one of the best defensive teams in the league right now, and then Regulion is amongst one of the highest as a defender. He's amongst the highest with chance involvement.
Yeah, with 23
minutes. 23 minutes. So you can imagine he is good, somebody good to have.
Yeah, definitely. Honest. Yeah, 23
but it's just the injuries that is the risk, you know. But I think I'll go with him. I've made up my mind. Just take the hit and go with him.
Yeah, I think that's important. But at this juncture, it's very important to look at the fixtures, because we know there is a lot of double game week, blank game week here and there. So of course, Tottenham have a few to play. They have one of the team with the most number of blank game weeks, which we will look at after. When you look at the fixtures, Burnley, yeah, they are getting like
Burnley who refuse to play. I saw some tweets. They said the year is 2054, and everybody is hoping that Burnley will play.
Definitely, they
don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on. They don't want to play. Yeah. How long can you keep it up? You know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Excuses upon excuses. Yeah. Yeah. Is that it for the stats?
Yeah, that's it for the stats.
This is. I think this is easy to digest. To be honest, like when you put it like this, it's very easy to digest. Having these two. Yeah. I'm going to be taking notes. I think it's high time that our listeners also do like me and start taking notes. Whilst we chat, even though it's interesting, take notes and make sure you use it. I don't use it, but I'm going to start using it now.
Yeah, definitely.
So
But
moving on.
the thing is, especially when you're watching, we cannot detail everything. We cannot say everything. So the best thing is to just stop the video or something like that, and then just look at it by yourself, and then you can make more sense out of it than listening to us. It's sometimes, yeah. But yeah, it's very helpful for me over the course of the season, especially these numbers. It's really helpful in making my decisions in my team. Yeah, but yeah, we can move.
Yeah, so we'll discuss long view, which will be the next six fixtures, and we'll talk in depth or discuss in depth about Ben Kellen's. It's basically Ben Kellen's spreadsheet that we're going to discuss. So
Yeah,
you can pull it up, and we'll
yeah.
see what the fixtures are looking like
Yeah,
right
let's look at the
now.
fixtures first. The fixtures for the game week. I think there is no.
Yeah,
Currently, there is no double game week. Let me just mention that. Currently, there is no double game week. We get to the Ben Crane one, but there is a high possibility that both Leeds and Aston Villa can. There is a possibility. I will not say high possibility. There is a possibility that both Leeds and Aston Villa can get a double game week, or Aston Villa can get a double game week along with Burnley. So that is a possibility, and but I think they have to announce that by Friday. Usually they sometimes they but
before
I
there's
don't
a
know.
chance of
Yeah. So but the fixtures look
Um,
like this, and that's why I have these two players there, Aston Villa and
so you are targeting
the double game week.
Leeds fixtures
Uh,
and Aston Villa. So
yeah,
okay.
I'm taking Aston Villa more. Leeds, if they have a double game week, they will come to my reckoning, and that would mean I have to get Rafinha. But yeah, let's look at I think it's highlighted on the Ben Crane spreadsheet here. That is game week. We are in game week 22. We just ended now, so we can ignore the first column. But you're looking at the second column. You have game week 23. You can see. But before that, on UPPS, that is unscheduled fixtures, postponement, everything is here. Ben Crane has done an exceptional job. He is just the top-notch guy, And you can see on the far left that all the teams who have blank game weeks and who has a game to be rescheduled, that is UPPS. That's how he calls it, unrescheduled postponements. That is Burnley 5, Arsenal 4, Leicester 4, Tottenham 3, Watford 3, Everton 3, Chelsea, Brighton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Newcastle, Leeds, and Liverpool. They all have 2. Crystal Palace, Southampton, Norwich, and Man United 1. And the remaining teams have none. So that is it. But you can see in game week 23 here, Burnley, they have a question mark with a double game week with Aston Villa, which is possible. And Leeds United have a question mark with Aston Villa, so they will have a double, possibly Newcastle and Aston Villa at home, which is a very good double. And Aston Villa, they can have a double with Everton and Burnley or Leeds United. That is game week 23 doubles that are possible, but there is no announcement yet, so we have to wait and see. Anything do you want to say before I?
Yeah, I mean, just look at the fixtures. Let's go back to the fixtures. I was just gonna tie up. Apart from the teams with the doubles, possible double, the Leeds and Aston Villa. I think which fixtures here do you think you will be targeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one, right? This one is a tricky
Yeah,
one.
it is tricky. I don't see any.
I think
first thing when I look at fixtures, I try to see where the captaincy option is going to come from.
Yeah, it's
difficult.
Looking
at this, it's difficult. Yeah,
it's
well, we will talk about
to...
captaincy later on, but yeah, which fixtures jumps out to you as a fixture where you can really gain ground?
Yeah, I would say the Manchester City Southampton one is a pretty decent one. It's a pretty decent one. Even Watford Norwich, because Norwich are woeful defensively, and Watford are woeful but likewise. So there could be goals in that game. But I think Manchester City is the one that I really want to have more players from. But unfortunately, due to circumstances, I might just close my eyes on them and then not go with them. But yeah, but there is not much you can gain from, because the fixtures are so it's not so great, right? Leicester, Brighton is not good. Chelsea, Spurs is not a good fixture. Even Liverpool, Crystal Palace is not a great fixture for Liverpool. Man United, West Ham is not a great one. I think, you cannot look. Maybe it's difficult. It's difficult this week. The fixtures are not so great.
Maybe Leeds Newcastle might be a fun game to have.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one because
I don't think most have Rafinha anymore today.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
many
yeah.
people have Rafinha.
Not many. Of course, that is the one I target
Yeah.
mostly. But because you say without
Mhm.
those ones, I think that's why I try to ignore it and look at the others. But yeah, that's the main one I to
Yeah.
target. That's the main one to target. Yeah.
Okay. What about Coutinho? So yeah, we were discussing this since we're on fixtures, and
Yeah.
do you think he's worth having as consideration for
Yeah,
us
definitely,
going forward?
definitely. He's what I have. Aston Villa.
What's his price? What's his price now?
He's just 7 million. When he left the league, he was a 10 million player. But of course, he's not that player who left the league. He's a different type of player now. But I still see him as a very important player for Aston Villa. Gerrard knows him inside outside because he was his teammate. And Aston Villa's team is one of the youngest team in the league. They needed experience. That's why Gerrard brought him. When I would listen to their chairman speaking about the Coutinho deal and the Digne deal, that's why they brought him in. And you can see, of course, he came in not fit enough to start. That's why he came off the bench. But when he came on the pitch, he was like everything Aston Villa have was given to Coutinho. It was like, oh, Coutinho, you are here, get the ball and do something for us. And then that's how things started changing. And he's a top player. I know he did not
Yeah,
work out for him.
he
It
is
did not work
quality.
out for
Yeah.
him. It did not work out for him at Barcelona. Maybe because we did not give him our blessing from Liverpool. So that's why it did not work out. But I still think he's a top player, and I think he will have a huge impact, and he will have a big impact in our FPS season going forward. And yeah, he's in my thinking. If Aston Villa were to double, and Leeds were not to double, yeah, I will go to the transfer, and he's gonna be the player to come into my team. If or vice versa, then it might change. Look at the. That's not just the reason I would consider in him. We look at the fixture ticker. Who's at the top for the next 6 games? Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
They play Everton, Leeds, Newcastle, Watford, Brighton, and Southampton. You cannot get any better fixtures than this. And also, if the double game week is added to it, the Leeds one, then you can see that he can have a double game week in 23, which makes their fixtures even more better. Without the double game week, they are the best fixture. They have the best fixture of any team. So along with Man City, of course, after them is Manchester City. That's why Manchester City, I'm a reluctant avoid for them. I'm avoiding them reluctantly. I really want them, but I have to avoid them because of I just think the double game weeks plays a big part when it comes to deciding my the players I go with. But then we talk about that later. Yeah, how about you? What do you think? You don't think Coutinho will?
Well, I don't know, but I haven't seen the game. That's why I can't really say much. But if he comes on without much fitness and managed to score against Manchester United, even though our defense is crap, I mean, yeah, he's worth considering. But the thing is, he's at a team where he's going to be the talisman. That is very important. And at a 7 million talisman, at a team where the team is just beginning, because you can see how they play and how good they are on the Jeddah. They are playing really good football. I watched them against us, and they were like, I was impressed. So it's only going to get better from them. So if you can get in now, the problem is I'm trying to figure out who am I going to replace him with. that's my whole thinking right now. If I can get Jota out and get him in, of course, why not? I'm thinking about it right now whilst we are chatting. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
So finally, we'll talk about transfers. Yeah, this is my team. Yeah. So for my team, let me just read what I have for GW23. My draft or my boss team, you can say. I'm playing a 3-5-2. And this 3-5-2 is based on the fact that I have a few injuries on the bench. And these are my best players that I can field at the moment. In defense, I have Cancelo, Trent, and Duffy. Duffy is flagged. He was injured, so he's about 50% chance of playing. But I'm planning to take a hit to transfer out James and bring in somebody like Reguilon. So yeah. In midfield, I have Saka, Bowen, Jota, Sterling, and Fernandez, who the captaincy is on right now. But I'm thinking of probably putting it on Sterling. But we'll see about that. And up front, I have Watkins and Antonio. So whilst we just discussed the Aston Villa fixtures, I don't think Watkins is going to leave my team anytime soon.
No, he cannot. He cannot. He's one of
I was looking at removing him, but right now I don't think I'm going to take him out. Keep him there for the next 6 or next 5 games.
Yeah, definitely. It looks good. And yeah, Bruno coming in little bit early, but hopefully there will be no.
Not early, because he's not leaving anytime soon.
No, I mean a bit early because of the situation.
West Ham.
with the situation we are in right now, you never know what game is gonna play, what
Oh
game is gonna
yeah,
cancel
yeah,
in the end. So
yeah.
things like that.
Man, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, because of those situations, I mean. But yeah, hopefully there will be nothing there. Like it will be fine. All games will
Everything
go ahead.
goes on. Yeah,
Goes
go ahead.
ahead. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I see because he was on the free hit and then he the form
He
was there,
impressed
so
and then he
yeah,
stayed.
he has to stay, right? Yeah, I get it. But it's a nice. I
Yeah,
think it's a nice team. I think yeah, you just need to address your defense.
yeah.
Speaking of Aston Villa, we have talked about Aston Villa. We have not mentioned about their player options, and also we had a question from Yabi, and he was asking who are the best teams to target for the upcoming fixtures. And I just saw that Aston Villa is one of the teams. Let me just go back there before we move. Aston Villa is at the top of the fixture ticker. They have the best fixtures for the next 6 games, followed by Manchester City, Newcastle, and Leeds United. You see why Rafinha is also coming back to my thinking because of the fixtures that they are going to have. Also, they're going to have some double games along the way. So those are the top 4 teams that you will want to have. Of course, I would say Aston Villa and Manchester City should be your priority if you want to move. But with Manchester City, for me personally, the reason why I am gonna avoid is I really like De Bruyne. I really like Laporte. He was in my thinking for this game week to bring him in. But Manchester City is one of those teams that don't have any rearranged fixture.
Double game.
They're not gonna have any
Oh,
double game week.
okay.
So and then you have to add to that fact that they are in the Champions League. The Champions League is gonna commence very soon. I think game week 25 or game week 24, the Champions League is gonna come in. And once the Champions League come in, the Pep Roulette might start again. Of course, this season we have not seen much about Pep Roulette, but that is a possibility. And Manchester City, as we know, they are not the team that will score a lot of goals. They can do it sometimes, just score 5, 6, 7. They do it sometimes.
They share the halls. That
And
is
they
the
share
thing.
the halls. It's so spread.
Yeah, it's so difficult to pinpoint where the next hall is going to come from. You might just have Sterling and you bench him, and the next thing you know, Mahrez is in and he has like 20 points. It's so exhausting.
Exactly. Yeah. And now it's just one game after Mahrez will be back, and then they will have more options at the end of the day. So you don't know who's gonna play. The halls, like you said, they are gonna be spread around the team. So who's gonna get it? You don't know. So we all have the best asset from Manchester City. That is Cancelo. So why not I just stick with him and then try to
ignore the rest.
And then try to chase the
points elsewhere.
So this is why, for me personally, it is a very reluctant one that I will not be targeting Manchester City players. But yeah, if you don't mind the single game weekends and what I just mentioned about those things, then Manchester City is a team to target 100%, but not for me personally. So for me, Aston Villa and Leeds are the team that I'm targeting right now. Newcastle, Saint-Maximin, we always ignore him. He is doing everywhere well every single time. But he's not just an exciting FPL pick for me, but he's an exciting player to watch. Yeah, so
very exciting.
I would rather have other players. So Leeds and Aston Villa are the teams to target Yabi. If I answer your question, those are the 2 teams that I'm targeting. And Aston Villa, the players that I'm targeting would be Coutinho, will be number 2 actually, Watkins. But the number 1 player I'm targeting in Aston Villa is Lucas Digne, who just came from Everton, and he started the first game. He looked very sharp. He was in the box all the time, bumping forward. I think he had 2 shots in the box against who did
they maybe I'll steal that pick
against Manchester United. Yeah, he's the one. I'm gonna go.
Maybe I'll steal the pick.
Yeah, I think 100% he's coming to my team this game week. 100%, almost 100%, close to 100%, unless there is something happen.
He's coming to our teams then.
Yeah, he's coming to our team.
I'm stealing the one.
So Lucas Digne is the one.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah. Let's move to my team.
Your team.
Like I say, for now I've not done anything in my team. I have De Gea, Cancelo, Koufal, who plays against Man United, which will most likely be on the bench if I move into Lucas Digne. And then you have Trent. Then you have in the middle Bruno Fernandes. He's currently my boss team captain. Jota, Bowen, and Martinelli. Martinelli too is a very nice pick to have. Arsenal play Burnley, so that's a good fixture, I think. Antonio, Calvert-Lewin, and Ronaldo are the players I go with up top. So my planned transfers are, if nothing happens, there is no double game week announced, then Rafinha will likely come in to my team for Gray, and then he will go into the team. Maybe I will want to do 2 picks. Rafinha and who I just mentioned, Lucas Digne, will come in for Gray and Lamptey. Even though I can get rid of Livramento, but I think Livramento is a better hold than Lamptey. It's cheaper. And Lamptey, he does not have a lot of. I think he has a difficult run of fixtures and some fixtures that are on schedule over the long. Let me just it's here. What is it? Brentford, Brighton. They play Leicester at
Brighton,
away,
yeah.
and then they don't have a fixture, and then they play Watford. So I think with the break, all those things happening. The next game I will want to start Lamptey might be Watford game week 25, and maybe by then Livramento will be back. So I rather sell Lamptey than sell Livramento. So that's why I'm selling Lamptey for Lucas Digne and what is his name? Gray for Rafinha
Rafinha.
or Coutinho. Depends on who has the double game week. If Aston Villa play Everton and Burnley, then it means Rafinha don't have a double game week. If Everton play if Aston Villa play Everton and Leeds, then it means both of Coutinho and Rafinha have a double game week. Then in that case, I will go with Rafinha instead of Coutinho. But if Coutinho have the double, I will go with Coutinho, and then so I'm very flexible with my decisions right now. It depends.
So you have two free transfers.
I have one free transfer, so I will take a hit.
hit.
I will take a hit to make two transfers. Yeah, but if I could, I will get Rafinha and Coutinho and Digne all at the same time if they were double. But that will be very difficult. I don't see any permutations to do that because it will mean losing Jota. It will mean losing Fernandes. Jota, I have a lot of value on him. Fernandes, I'm not gonna sell him when he plays West Ham. And Martinelli plays Burnley. I'm not gonna sell him for that fixture too. So at the end of the day, I will have to decide between Coutinho and
which one is your top priority? Yeah.
Yeah. So Rafinha is like a 60-40 if the decision comes to that, but I will see. Coutinho is he's one of my own. So the emotional attachment is more on
the emotional pick.
It's an emotional pick, but Rafinha is 60-40 right now. So I will say it that way.
Okay.
So, Captain,
I think those are some very good choices, man, and some thinking behind that. Because right now we need to be in line with all the changes that are happening as they happen, so that can help you make a decision. Like to me, I just knew that if I didn't bring Bruno in at the time that I didn't bring him, I might be tempted to change my mind.
Yeah, and
because things just keep on changing. So I said, let me just do it now. Whatever happens, fine. It's okay. But I wanted to pick him, and I get what he means. But I think it's don't follow my steps, people that are listening or watching me. Just keep it as late as possible,
Yeah,
that's the best
advice. That's the best advice you can give to anyone right now.
Yeah, please just hold all the transfers. Yeah. For captaincy this week, who are you going with?
Yeah, it depends too on the double game weekers. If Rafinha is gonna come in with a double game week against Newcastle and Aston Villa at home, then definitely I will captain him. Otherwise, if Coutinho is gonna come in for Burnley and Everton, I will captain him. Otherwise, if nothing happens, then it is likely to be a Bruno Fernandes against West Ham. So I'm still open to my options are still open. It has to wait until tomorrow for me to make my decision. So yeah, flexibility is the key here, I think.
Yeah, my captaincy is on Fernandes for now, but I'm looking at Sterling. But the thing that discourages me is that I think Southampton did they beat Man City at home.
They drew 0-0
this season. They drew 0-0, and which was a very tough game for them. So I'm hoping that when they're playing away, they might want to, right that wrong or try to dominate and just prove a point that they are the better team. But the thing with the City players is, like we said, you don't know who's going to play and who's not going to play. So I don't know. So we'll see. It's most likely on Bruno, like a 70%. But I might switch last minute and give it to Sterling. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think any last thing we need to discuss before we draw this episode to a close?
No, I think we exhausted everything, and just maybe advise people to get that Ben Krellin spreadsheet and just have it as your as your
I need to get a copy. Yeah, always update.
It's very important to help you navigate during this period. And like I said,
always keep it updated. Yeah,
like I said, this period is a very important period for FPL because it is a period you can make a lot of gains. Like I saw one post that Ben Krellin himself posted, and he said, "I'm gonna swallow him during this double game weeks up the ranks because he's very confident because he's gonna plan, and that is just based on planning, just based on planning that you can make gains. But if you just make decisions ad hoc without putting some thoughts to
it will come back to bite you.
It will come back to bite you. So just take your time and then plan a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. If you want to climb up the ranks, of course. If you don't care, of course, you can just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of the pod. Thank you guys for listening as always. We are the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. Please check out our YouTube channel. The AFCON is going on right now. I think they're almost concluding the last stages of the group.
Yeah, today.
So, and the Gambia, where we are from, they're doing very well. So
Very,
hopefully
very well.
they win their game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are into
The
the last
next
16 already. We are
the
already
last
in
16.
the like
Oh, we're
last
already
16.
in?
Yeah. We are
That's
already
nice.
in, man.
Yeah, first time in the AFCON. So it's really nice to have a feeling that your team is really doing well in a tournament that they are in for the first time. So yeah. So
Absolutely,
congrats
absolutely.
to
Yeah. Scorpions, yeah.
the Scorpions, and we pray that they go as far as possible in the cup. So
Yeah, they want to win the cup. That's what they keep saying. And yeah, I think we can go
I
because
think it's possible.
no team is looking impressive. The teams that you expected to be so good in the competition are not looking that good. Except Nigeria, they are looking exceptionally good. They won all their 3 games. But otherwise, Senegal, they only scored 1 goal in the competition. That was a penalty in the 95th minute, which could have gone other way around. You look at Egypt, they lost their first game. Yes, they did win their second 2 games, but they have not been looking impressive. Salah 1 goal in the competition. Ghana are already out of the competition, Ivory Coast, they look shaky. They could not win against with team. It was against Sierra Leone. They drew against Sierra Leone recently. So there is no team that is looking outstanding except the two, like Cameroon and Nigeria, of course. Those 2 teams. Maybe if we can avoid them in the knockout phases, we can go all the way to the finals. Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah, the team is
hopefully
looking very
we
impressive.
can. Yeah,
the team is looking very impressive.
that's important that they're doing very well. So yeah, kudos to them. Let them keep on doing what they keep doing, and we'll support them all the way.
Sure, man. Sure, man.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for listening. As always, let's not keep you guys waiting. Make all those moves. Keep it late. Don't keep it too late, but keep it late enough that you are sure that the fixtures are gonna go ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video
Yeah.
if you enjoy what we do, guys.
Exactly. All right. Catch you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.
All right.